Bizak. Hey, I don't know how many of y'all gonna come in here, but I know a lot of y'all gonna see this later on. And so I'm coming to tell you some things. Share some things with you, man. Hopefully you had a wonderful Thanksgiving. Hopefully you didn't listen to the mainstream media. You didn't run around. Get out of here, fly. You didn't run around messing with your family members, acting a damn fool, being mean to family for no reason, over no election, because you're gonna need them people later on. I told y'all this. Hopefully you act like you had some sense. You know what I'm saying? But just in case you didn't, go and talk to the Lord and tell him forgive you. If you had a spaz out doing Thanksgiving, somebody said something and you was mean, just go and say, Daddy, forgive me for being mean to people. They got on my last damn nerve. You know what I'm saying? They got on my last nerve. Our Thanksgiving was great. Had a chance to hang out with all my nieces, nephews, and all my godchildren, which I got quite a few of those. And do what needed to be done. You know what I'm saying? It was awesome. A bunch of awesome sauce. But I want to tackle some things in the news real quick. Now, you know the news media started spazzing out about Donald Trump using tariffs, right? I don't know if y'all recall this. But the news media was like, oh, tariffs don't work. Tariffs don't work. Now, they act like we didn't have a president in office named Donald J. Trump who used tariffs before. And as you can see, the threat of tariffs made the president of Mexico, the female woke president of Mexico, come to the table. And it made the president of Canada, the one who sits like a little girl, Trudeau, come to the table. So let's just talk about what our president has been able to accomplish before he's been in office. We see there was a ceasefire. I don't know if it's lasted between Israel and Hamas. I don't know if it's going to last because them boys be wilding out over there. We see that the border crisis is on pause, not resolved, but on pause. We see that Tom Homan is running around checking people left and right. This man ain't took office yet. And we see that now in the Ukraine, Zelensky is saying he's seeking to have a ceasefire. Good morning, gentlemen. How y'all doing? He's seeking to have a ceasefire. And the man ain't even in office yet. He ain't in office yet. Now, we got a lot of problems, guys. We got a lot of problems that we need to deal with. You know what I'm saying? Excuse me. Because did y'all know that we was paying the Pakistani government money to house illegals in New York? Did anybody know that? You know what I'm saying? You don't know that? How are you going to pay a government, a foreign government, money to house their illegals? Did y'all know that? Your tax dollars is going to pay a foreign government for housing people in your nation. So we got a lot of problems we need to deal with. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. That's absolutely insane. So we got issues we need to deal with. But the good thing is these issues are being resolved. So over Thanksgiving, I'm sitting outside smoking my cigar. You know, kids running around, Uncle JJ, blah, 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 wilding out, boom, boom, boom. I saw the conversation. And it's an anti-Trumper who's moving away from being an anti-Trumper, a black liberal that's actually moving away from black liberal theology, because liberalism is a religion. And he's like, man, what I don't understand is if they're trying to have a ceasefire, why is Putin steady bombing Zelensky? And I said, what do you think he's supposed to stop bombing him? I said, a ceasefire, in order for there to be a ceasefire, there has to be some fire, homie. And I said, you know, you bomb them more before the ceasefire happens, right? So this was Thursday we was talking, this was Thanksgiving Day we was talking about it. And he was like, no, I don't get it. I said, no. You can't have a ceasefire unless you tap that ass. You got to tap a pow to make them understand why they need a ceasefire. I said, what most people didn't understand was when he used his missile, which was probably How Trump, you will see, I dropped the biggest bomb of all time. It's the biggest bomb ever dropped on somebody. Putin could have said, I used the fastest bomb ever. If Putin was Trump, or if Trump was Putin, he'd have been like, I used the fastest bomb, the unstoppable oceanic bomb. It's faster than any bomb on the planet. No one can stop this bomb. But that's the equivalent of what Putin did in his own, Russian Secret Service manner with his own demeanor. He just hit you with something that ain't nothing you could do about it. Ain't no need to brag about it, but he hit you with it to make sure you understand, all right, you need to bring your behind to the table. Then he laid about with threats. I hit you once, I can hit Poland, I can hit Britain, I can hit all these people. Y'all need to bring y'all behind to the table. Come talk to me. And it's amazing how the average U.S. citizen doesn't understand how warfare works. They think it's, let me just blow up everything. Let me go up and blow up this, blow up that. No, that ain't how it works, bro. Most times war is to bring a person to the table, to have a conversation. I remember when I was on WBOK, Talking Black and Talking Back, 12:30 a.m., WBOK, Talking Black and Talking Back. This is your host, James Williams. There were times where you would attack a person, right? A political appointee. You would attack him so viciously for a whole hour. But the purpose wasn't to attack him to hurt him. The purpose was to attack the person to get their attention. And then have them pick up the phone. So then they would pick up the phone and you answer the phone. Yo, they'd be like, man, what's all this shit you saying about me? Blah, blah, blah. Man, calm down, nigga. I was just trying to get your attention. I tried to reach out to you when you wouldn't holler at me. I wanted you to understand that I could do you damage. You didn't have no respect for me. So since you didn't have no respect for me, I had to show you to respect me. When can we have lunch? Yeah, man, you could have just called me. No, I tried to call you. You weren't paying no attention. Now, are you paying? Do you hear me now? Hello? 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 Do you hear me now? Can you hear me now? And so people don't understand the rules of warfare. They think war is just, we're going to bomb everything and go to war. No. You have to have an objective for what you're doing. And it's clear, you can see now, that Russia said, okay, we're going to go bust that ass. Now, I'm not sure what the overall objective they want is. It looks like they want to keep the territory that they've taken, and they ain't giving that back. I know they don't want NATO. They don't want Ukraine to go into NATO, which Ukraine should never been a discussion, Ukraine going into NATO. But you got to understand what's popping off around us. And I want you to understand that if anybody thinks, and this is how you know Joe Biden didn't negotiate the ceasefire with Israel and whoever it was, Hamas or whoever it was. Because if Joe Biden had negotiated the ceasefire, if he had truly negotiated, the news media been, oh, Joe Biden did the most wonderfulest, greatest thing on the planet. He negotiated a ceasefire. Oh, it's fantastic. He's the best. He's the greatest. You didn't see that nowhere. You saw there was an announcement of it, and then that was it. So he had nothing to do with it. So Donald did that behind the scenes as well. And it comes 2 weeks after Netanyahu was in Mar-a-Lago. You did? So it's popping off all over the place. Now, I'm excited about this Kash Patel going to the FBI. And I can tell you personally from people that I know that work for the FBI, some of these dudes in the FBI is a little bit shook up by the fact that Kash Patel is going to be taking over the FBI. Some of them a little pissed off to the highest point of pissivity. Others are sitting there saying, nah, man, we need this. So I think it's interesting. I think finally we're going to see some changes happen at the FBI. You know what I'm saying? And we need changes to happen all over the globe. We need changes as far as our federal government is concerned. We really need them. So we got Doge coming in to cut spending. We got the FBI about to get revamped. And it's fantastic. We're going into a time period where if we can get these dudes to chill out shooting rockets and fighting and shooting bombs, well, really, if we can get Russia to chill out, because Russia's spazzing. If we can get Russia to stop, if Trump can get Russia to stop spazzing, bro, only thing we got to worry about between now and Inauguration Day is them trying to whack Donald Trump, which in my opinion, he needs to stay his ass in Mar-a-Lago. You ain't got no reason. May everybody come to you. You ain't got no reason to leave Mar-a-Lago, Donald. You don't need to go nowhere. You need to go nowhere till you control the government. You know what I'm saying? I'm going nowhere till you control the government. Because when Putin came out and Putin said he believed that Trump's life was in danger, people didn't understand what he was saying. Basically, Putin was saying, hey, Donald, world deep state, I want you to understand something. The only thing that stopped me from blowing all you bitches off the map is the fact that I have an opportunity to talk to this man. If y'all kill him, I'm going to blow y'all up. And that's how pivotal it is right now. If they whack Don, then he ain't got no choice but to bust them upside the head. Thank you for the membership, my own perspective. If they whack Don, it don't make no sense. He might as well just start bombing all of them because all they going to do is go to war with him. So he might as well bust him in the head. And this is the craziest thing about the deep state. If you whack Donald, the nation's got to go through the shock of y'all whacking Donald. Y'all want to take the nation to war. In that moment where they try and touch Don, it will be the moment that me as Putin, I start lighting y'all up. Because you're going to blame it on me. You're going to do, I might as well just go and kill all y'all and get over with. And just bring the world to you. I don't see it happening because God hasn't let them kill him thus far. And if you don't understand, you believe the media, and believe that, the whole bullet thing was fake and it was fake blood, and you're crazy. The only reason why that man alive is because Jesus want him alive. And so, at the end of the day, God don't really fail at all at nothing. So, God want him alive, he going to stay alive. But nonetheless, where we are now is a critical, pivotal moment in human history. And what I absolutely love to see, I love to see it, is the Democratic Party is so damn backwards. They got AOC talking about she gonna run for president. And here's the crazy thing. Jim Carvell is trying to go to war with the progressives in the Democratic Party. And again, guys, I've said this. I want to see a Democratic Party that's not crazy. Everybody else is like the liberals. No. We need a Democratic Party that is not insane. Period. We need a Democratic Party that's purged of all the insanity that's there. And so when you have AOC come out and say, oh, she might run for 2028. Now, remind you, this is people floating ideas. Just like Kamala floated 2028, AOC floated 2028. Could you imagine a debate stage where they got to have a primary now? You can't have you can't not have a primary. I mean, it's great as a content creator because it tells me that in 4 years, it's going to be even more money to be made because there's going to be more crazy stuff to talk about. But at the same time, I feel sorry for those who were once Democrats who became moderates or moderate Democrats, because they sitting there looking around saying, damn, these people crazy. This ain't the Democratic Party that I believed in. It's not the Democratic Party I voted for. No, it ain't. Because it's been taken over by a bunch of damn lunatics, man. Straight up lunatics. Lunatics who went to college to become lunatics. There was a lady, one of the fundraisers, who was talking about the meetings that they had about what happened to the funds, the 1.8 billion. Well, let's just make it $2 billion. She was talking about the $2 billion that went missing. Well, that was spent randomly, however they did it, right? And her exact words was, there was no introspection. There was nobody trying to figure out what went wrong. It was a big pat each other on the back party. They were patting each other on the back. Which is amazing to me because you lost. And if you don't have the ability to sit there and say to yourself, hey, we lost, we need to sit back and look and see what we did wrong, then it's one of them places where, man, what do you do? How do you get better? It's like saying, hey, you just had a kidney transplant because you went through kidney failure. And you got lucky enough to get a kidney. So you get you a kidney. The doctor says, hey man, well, now that you got this new kidney, you can't drink no alcohol, you can't drink sodas, you can't do this, you can't do that. You walk straight out the doctor's office walk straight into a bar room and get a gin and coke. Get a Crown and Coke and start drinking. No looking back or no trying to figure out what happened or why it's happening. Didn't do any of it. And that's what the Democratic Party is right now. They ain't trying to figure out what went wrong. They ain't trying to figure out how to make things better. They ain't trying to do none of that. And to me, it's absolutely, totally insane. But it's a great thing because they have to go through this meltdown. They have to go through this utter breakdown in order for them to be better. They need to go through that wilderness moment. And the longer they delay going through their wilderness moment, the worse off they're going to be. You know what I'm saying? It's like better just to go through it, bite the bullet, kick the people out, and make it happen, as opposed to what they're doing right now. So I'm looking forward to that full-on meltdown. And then we have people like Ellen DeGeneres, which we did a video on Ellen and why she left the country. She leaves the country, moves to another country, and her mansion floods as soon as she gets there. I don't even understand, Ellen, what makes you think that God ain't judging you where you at? Like, you're going to run from judgment. So now you don't have nothing. Your brand new mansion floods out. And I'm excited to see two things. I'm excited to see that America has rejected celebrities wholeheartedly, that they won't hold the sway that they once held in any election ever again. Guys, hit the like button, 269 and 111. The chat is frozen. Somebody did that on purpose, but that's okay. We're not worried about it. They need their chat to do what they do. I don't need the chat to do what I do. You know what I'm saying? The celebrities are no longer of any value, which is phenomenal. It's phenomenal for the American people that these idols no longer hold sway over the American people. It really is. Because it had gone so far to where a basketball player, and I've said this 1,000 times, or a football player who ran around with a piglet, that they were seen as the epitome, and they should be seen as the epitome of of athleticism, because they're phenomenal athletes. But you're not the epitome of an intellectual. Just because you're on TV and you've been highlighted because of your athletic abilities doesn't make you an intellectual. Especially in the black community. There's a couple of them. There's one that's on Fox, who's a wide receiver. I see his face, but I don't remember his name. But he's the most outspoken sports commentator when it comes to politics. Ryan Clarkson, whatever. The boy is dumb. The boy's a damn idiot. Is he good with sports? Yeah. But when it comes to politics, he's a damn idiot. Steph Curry, the best shooter of all time. But when it comes to politics, Steph shouldn't be talking about politics. LeBron James, arguably one of the greatest basketball players of all time. But when it comes to politics, LeBron should sit his dumb ass down. All the way from Beyonce to Killer Mike. Well, maybe Killer Mike is all right, but Killer Mike is leftist brainwashed. But at least he has some concepts and ideas. T.I., none of these people should be commenting on politics. In fact, when you start to get into the rap genre, majority of them people have contributed to the high crime rates in communities, to the point to where they feel guilty. Then they're like, I'm gonna go work in my community after I put out this rap music about selling dope and selling crack and killing people, and put spirits in the music so the spirits can get on people and they can run around and kill everybody. Oh shit, man, I'm getting to be 40. I'm look at what I did, man. I got all these people killed. Now I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna talk, nigga, you shouldn't have did it in the first place. You know what I'm saying? Shouldn't have did it in the first place. But it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? People make mistakes, bada bing, bada boom. Well, that don't give you the right to talk about politics. Just because you rap a song and a multi-million-dollar company push you to the top of the Billboard charts don't mean that you know what the hell you're talking about. And therein lies the problem, but that's why I'm excited. I haven't been this excited in a long time. I ain't gonna lie. I really haven't been. Maybe it's because I know a few other things, but I haven't been this excited in a long damn time. I haven't been. It's amazing. RFPs are going out. for, like, literally RFPs are being written to go out for contracts to work in the deporting of the illegals in every state, which is fantastic. Because what it means is that American citizens, and I'm gonna say this, the only thing that worries me is I wish they could put something in the RFP to make sure that the companies were conservative. But RFPs are going out to where the American citizens can take jobs to help get rid of processing the illegals. And this is why the RFPs are important, guys. You see, people can infiltrate by taking these jobs, and then you can snitch when people is doing the wrong thing. So if the RFP comes out and there's a company that says we're hiring for processing illegals, let's say it's in Kentucky, go get that job. Y'all don't get that job. It's gonna pay you pretty good money, but you're gonna get a job you're gonna get a check, but you just there looking, making sure ain't nobody doing no messed up stuff, and then you snitch on them, you whistleblow them, to make sure ain't nobody in there trying to sabotage. Tom Homan was talking about it. I'm reading and I'm like, yeah, Tom is pretty smart, because when you do the RFP process like that, he's like, I need all my badges on the streets, which is cool. When you do the RFP process like that, don't think that for a minute they ain't gonna slide their own people in there that's undercover to watch the people that's working. You know what I'm saying? So there's some great stuff going on. I mean, great stuff going on. Talks that the View is gonna be canceled, which would be great. Kind of great. You know, for one side of the equation, you know, you lose a Whoopi Goldberg, you lose a Sonny Hostin, you lose a Joy Behar, you lose like daily content because they're so dumb. They say dumb stuff daily. You know what I'm saying? And so you lose the ability to make fun of them every day. I don't do it every day, but you could make fun of those women every day. You lose Morning Joe, you lose the ability to clown Morning Joe every day. But the problem is they've been so untruthful, they've been so full of lies and deceit that, quite frankly, nobody really wants to watch or listen to them. You know what I'm saying? Nobody wants to watch or listen to them at all. So they've destroyed themselves. That's a terrible thing, but I don't know. You know, it's like, on one hand it's good and on the other hand it's bad. You know what I'm saying? Because if all the liberal commentators go away, then you kind of don't have nobody to make fun of. And also you don't have an idea of the narratives that they're trying to spin. Because those are aggressive spinsters. I think CNN will be around in the long run. And as CNN stands or stays around in the long run, you'll be able to tap into CNN and make fun of them. But, you know, when you see people like Annika Spari, yeah, I think that's how you pronounce her last name, making a hardcore shift from being a leftist to a moderate to a conservative, we're going through a realignment. And that realignment is, I don't know, that realignment will make things a little bit tougher from content creation standpoint because the marketplace is shifting. But the marketplace shift is always good. And then the marketplace is going to correct itself. So right now, it shifted hardcore right. It's got to make a correction. It's like any other stock market chart or Bitcoin chart. There's going to be a correction to the marketplace. And at some point in time, it'll find equilibrium. But I think we're shifting so far that equilibrium will be a form of conservatism. Equilibrium won't be what it was. You know what I'm saying? Because people have pushed things so far. They've lied so much to the point to where there's no way you can go back to that level of lying. There's no way you can go back to that level of deceit. I mean, if we find ourselves at that level of lying and deceit by the time we have like the midterm elections, then, bruh, we got problems on our hands. Because that means that the opposition party, which to be clear, the Democratic Party is the opposition party right now, even though it's funny that you'll watch some pundits and they'll say, well, the Trump is the opposition party and that, you know, he thinks he has a mandate and he doesn't have, I mean, it's like some of the craziest things I've ever heard. like coming out of people's mouths, but that's a part of them melting down. But the Democrats are the opposition party. They have no power. They have no control. They don't have the House. They don't have the Senate. They lost the popular vote. They don't have the White House. They are the opposition party. And there's two ways they can play it. You can be, and you see it played out in the news. People pre-position themselves in to oppose the immigration policies. So there's the vocal opposition. I'm going to fight against him like the Black Caucus. And I'm going to say this about the Black Caucus. The Black Caucus came out and said, we're going to resist Donald Trump. We're going to resist his administration and all the rest of this. You Negroes is dumb. If you Negroes fought half as hard as you fought for illegal aliens, for your own caucus, your own constituents, you would be powerful. In fact, if the liberal mayors fought half as hard for their constituents in their cities, I don't care what color the constituent is. So, for example, let's take New York. If the mayor of New York fought half as hard for the citizens of New York City as he did for all these damn illegal aliens, he would be the king of New York. The mayor of Houston fought half as hard as he fought. Nah, Houston didn't really do that. I'm not gonna throw that down. That they didn't really do it like that. What up? The governor of New York. What's her name? Kathy Hochul. If Kathy Hochul tried half as hard and fought half as hard for the citizens, the citizens of her state as they're fighting for illegals, they would be the most phenomenal politicians in the history of America. The problem is you fight for the wrong cause. And I know it's because the donors give you money. They say this is our agenda, blah, 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 blah. But if you just took that same energy and put it into the right cause, you will be phenomenal. It's kind of like the people who call themselves opposing me from the community I left. If you put half that energy trying to fight with me into your own business, you will be great. All of y'all. You'll be phenomenal. You put half the energy and time and effort. But that's the problem with a liberal. Because the liberal won't take no responsibility. They won't sit there and scan the battlefield and say, okay, I'm the governor of this state. And they're bringing all these illegals in. And I know they want this agenda, but man, this is going to make me look bad. I'm a lot of my constituents and tell them I'm looking out for them. I'm going to use the word resident and say these people are residents and I'm going to fight for our residents. What? What? You did better saying, hey, I know y'all gave me $200 million. And I know you might just primary me because I don't agree with you on this. But we can do A, we can do B, we can do C, and we can do D. But this one right here, we're not doing this. This is not going to work. We're not doing this. Now, you can revamp what you decide to do. We can box it out, stab it out, or shoot it out, but we're not doing this illegal alien thing. And I'm going to be clear with you. We're not going to be a sanctuary state, or we're not going to be a sanctuary city. We're not doing that. George Soros. Some of the other things, we can do that. But this one right here, we're not doing. And then he was like, well, I'm going to destroy you. I'm George Soros. My woke DAs are going to prosecute you. I went straight to the TV. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to apologize to you, to the citizens of New York State. When I ran for office, I took donations from some political PACs, and they want me to do something that will hurt you as a state. And when I sat down at the table, I didn't believe that they were serious about this. But now it's come to my understanding that they are 100% serious about the following. Boom, 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 boom. And we will not stand for it. And I would have just put it out there. I'd have took all their leverage, put it out there, and kept it moving. And then wage war on their ass. But they're so busy fighting for the wrong thing. And it's literally all you have to do is fight for the right cause. And people will love them. The American people would love you if you fought for the right cause. They truly would. Nope. Let me go fight for dumb crap. And that's what they do. They fight for foolishness. Absolute foolishness. So, we will see as we go into the midterms, see people getting routed. I'm talking about savaged in the midterms. If there's not course corrections within the Democratic Party, and I don't think they can correct course in 2 years. I don't think they can correct course in 4 years. Because they have to witness the damage being undone. So, for example, let's take prayer being added back into certain schools by states. And some people going so far as say there needs to be a Bible. Some people said the 10 Commandments need to go back in classrooms. Other states said that the Bible needs to go back in classrooms. When the course corrects and you start to see teachers come out acting a fool and it hits the news where, this purple haired, pink haired teachers like, they're trying to force me to put 10 Commandments in the classroom and blah, blah, blah. It's going to hit the news. People going to see it. And those liberal Christians who go to church every day going to sit there and say, hold on. I go to church every Sunday. Why is this person acting a damn fool like this? And so the course correction exposes all these things in the process of events happening. So we got to go through this phase where the Democratic Party and their agenda and their policies just keep getting presented to people's faces. Boom, 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 like this all day long. Boom, 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 because they're being unraveled. As they unravel, you're going to get the reaction of the unraveling. And that reaction is going to be presented. It's kind of like the reaction that was presented when Donald Trump won, right? We saw the media reaction prior to the election day. Well, actually, election night. Donald Trump cannot win. There's no way he wins. And then he wins. Not only does he win the popular vote, not only does he win the Electoral College, he wins the popular vote. And so we saw them being exposed immediately. Boom, boom, boom. People doing reaction videos to their faces. Boom, 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 boom. That same process has to play out over and over and over and over and over again for all the underlying issues that led to their loss. That alone is going to take probably 4 years. It's going to take a minute for all that to play out because you got to understand, Donald Trump hasn't been in office yet. Take, for example, Doge, right? When Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy go in and they cut a department and they show, hey, this department had $17 billion budget and they exposed what they were doing with the money and how they were abusing the money, everybody gonna be like, what the hell? But it's stuff being presented in people's faces. Boom, boom, boom. And what happens is the average individual, it takes a minute for people to pay attention, right? Take, for example, today's Sunday. There's 300 of y'all in here. Thank you for being here, by the way. And thank you for staying while the chat was frozen. You don't get to participate, and it just goes to show that you guys appreciate what I have to say. Therefore, I want you to know I appreciate you. But take, for example, on your Monday morning, right? You on your way to work, right? You on your way to work. It's Monday morning, and you don't have time to be watching everything that's going on in the news. Most people don't want to listen to the news on their way to work, so they pick up some news when their phone, like you get the little feed on your phone. When you open up your phone, you may have like, let's say Verizon News, and Verizon will hit you with a story, and they hit you with a headline. Notice it's always a headline. It's not the full story. So most people get fed their news by these little small algorithms on their phone. Some people who are really active, they'll go search the news. Then some people have websites where they got to go look at the news, right? But the average individual, they're not a news junkie. Now, you get a retired age, 60, 70, 80, they sitting at home, they ain't got nothing to do, they watching the news. But the average person don't see it. They just go through their day. Now, as these events start to unfold and these things start to get exposed, they pierce the veil of that casual news reader. And they pierce the veil of the casual news reader because the casual news reader may be open the news, saw the headline, but then their coworker at work is like, man, did you see where they cut $20 billion from this agency that was spending money on adult diapers? What you mean? Now they spent $20 billion to research how adult diapers work, how pigeon coops affect the climate change, how leaf blowers affect climate change. You know what the people like, what the hell you mean? Nah, bro, you got to see this, and they're gonna show it to them. They be like, well, damn, what kind of crap is they doing? And it's gonna keep on happening with everything. Boom, the border. It's gonna go to the border. You're gonna see videos of them arresting people. Mind you, prepare yourself again for the narrative of separating families. I cannot stress to you how important it is to prepare yourself mentally and emotionally for the news media to be like, oh, they're separating families. They're separating families. That's how they got here in the first place. Right? It was unaccompanied minors and separating families and this. It's going to be the same narrative when we try and get rid of them. When you see, now, and I'm taking you around the corner real quick. I'm going to come back. It takes a certain amount of intelligence to weave like this live. You see them talk about separating families. In fact, we're going to do an experiment. We're going to pick a news commentator. That's what we're going to do. We're going to start some stuff. We're going to pick a news commentator that talks about separating families. And we all going to go to their Twitter feed. And we're going to tell them, where are the missing children? Where are the missing children? But when you see them start talking about separating families, know we getting close to the illegal alien false flag. You saw them bring all those illegal aliens to march into the streets of New York. And march down the street like they own New York. That was the dumbest thing they could have did. If I was them, I would have never participated in it. They got facial recognition cameras all over the place. So all y'all just march down the street in front of all the damn facial recognition cameras. And all the people that march down the street with them, that sponsored them, march down the street with facial recognition cameras. So you boldly broke the law and committed a federal crime. Now I'm going to say this. When they start locking them people up and grabbing them, the news media gonna whine. You're gonna whine and cry and everything else. At some point in time, there's gonna be a illegal alien false flag where like a cop shoots one of them and they try and turn an illegal alien into a George Floyd. That's when they gonna mess up. That's when they gonna mess up to the point to where they will never recover. I'm gonna tell you why they're gonna mess up to the point to where they will never, ever recover. Because the George Floyd, I'm going to call him Saint George Floyd, because they tried to turn him into a damn saint. George Floyd was an American citizen that was here in America. Now, how he died is indisputable. The knee on the neck, I can't breathe, all the rest of this, bada bing, bada boom. That ain't the point of discussion. Point of discussion is, they're going to try and drum up the same emotion for somebody that's not an American citizen. And they're going to have the expectation that communities are going to drum up that same emotion for people who are not American citizens. And it's going to highlight the hypocrisy of the left on a level unlike anything you have ever seen. And it's going to wake up people unlike anything you've ever seen. But they're going to wait on this one until Trump is in office, until Holman is in office. And then they're going to bust that move. Because it worked with George Floyd. It worked with all the rest of the times they did it. And they had Black Lives Matter marching in the street. The difference is they don't have Black Lives Matter on their side no more. They still got Antifa and all the feds. And I don't really see them having the feds on their side the way they had with Kash Patel going in there and firing all those feds that was a part of those operations that was undercover. But nonetheless, they're still going to try it. And it's going to end disastrously. Because nobody's going to bite on it. Nobody's going to fall for it. Nobody's going to fall for it. And again, it's going to be exposure. Exposed. And that's why when you really look at it, is it going to be tumultuous times? Yes. I mean, the best of times and the worst of times. You know what I'm saying? But it's going to be great because it's going to be America literally. She's standing up now. She done dusted herself off. They've been trying to molest her and rape her and tie her up and drug her and threw her in a van. You know, they put the little towel over her nose with the little shit that put you to sleep through in the van, drug her up in the house, had fun with her. Now she done snapped the ropes loose. She done kicked some people around. She done got a knife out the kitchen. She done found some clothes, got shoes on her feet, and she ain't running out the house. She is not running out the house. That's what I like about America. She ain't running out the house. They took her into a cabin in the woods, man. But she ain't leaving the house. She done got a blade in her hand. And now she going room by room by room by room, clearing the house. Yeah, that's what America's doing. She a bad, bad girl. Yeah, she a bad girl. Woo! She gonna clear this house. And she about to go John Wick up in here. Yeah. And I ain't talking about physically hurting or harming anybody. I mean politically go John Wick. Culturally going John Wick. And if you don't see it yet, don't believe me, just watch. Just take your time, sit back, relax, and watch it take place. Trust your boy. He be seeing these things. Yeah. Trust me. You'll see these things. You'll see them. Don't believe me, just watch. All right. I'm going to record me a few videos. Then I'm going to go chill. You know what I'm saying? My Colorado Buffs didn't make it to the playoffs. A little pissed off about that because they got all arrogant against Kansas. Got their ass whooped. Can't believe them. Got all cocky. You know what I'm saying? Then you come back and stump somebody out 50. You should have stumped the last team out 52-0. The hell wrong with y'all? That's all right. Yeah, Saints game at 3. I'll probably listen to that on the radio. I'm not going to invest no eye energy into the Saints right now because the Saints suck. If you invest that eyeball energy into them, you'll be mad the rest of the damn day. And then I'm going to sit back and chill. I'm going to watch it go. And prepare to have a wonderful week. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to the month of December. And if you haven't prayed over your month, today's the first day of December, if I'm not mistaken. You haven't prayed over the gate of December to make sure you have a successful month. You need to go and do that. Take a few minutes. Thank the Lord for this month. Ask him to bless you this month. To lead you and guide you for this month. And by Lord, I mean Jesus Christ, in case somebody's confused, who I call Lord and Savior and friend and big homie and my advocate and judge and my high priest is Jesus. Go and holler at him. Spend a little time talking to him, man. Take a few minutes to just holler at him. You ain't got to talk out loud. You can walk down, walking in the house, cleaning the kitchen, just talking your head to him. Lord, I just want to thank you for the fact that I can clean this kitchen. I could have broken legs, broken arms. I could have had a car accident. I could have all kind of things going wrong with me. You dig? Holler at him. Ask him to help you this December. So, the December of the holidays is a time period where a lot of people go into depression. And it's amazing because holidays bring up bad memories. And those bad memories tap into traumas. And those traumas make you relive all that emotion. But none of it's real because at the end of the day, it's the past. And the past ain't real no more. You can't do nothing about the past. So if you got some traumas, Lord, help me with these traumas, please. He'll help you with all that stuff, man. I'm telling you, he'll hook you up. He will hook you up. But you got to talk to him about it, dog. Can't just be around. You got to talk to him. Can't be around here acting like you can handle it all. I got it all under control. I bet you do. You got to holler at him, man. For real. Holler at him. And understand, you need to holler at him. He don't need to holler at you. You need to holler at him. I remember I was talking to one of my friends, and he was like, man, I be waiting on the Lord to talk to me. I said, boy, you be waiting till you 80 years old. What you mean? He said, he don't talk that much. I said, he answer a whole lot, but he don't just be talking that much. If you ain't holding a conversation, you ain't about to hear nothing. I said, boy, you better go talk to him. Well, man, I don't know. No. You're going to be waiting till you're 80. You're going to have one sign, maybe a lightning bolt flash across the sky while you driving down the street. I'm like, I think that was the Lord. It probably was. He don't talk much, but he answer a whole lot. Understand? He don't talk much, but he answer a whole lot. That's a jewel right there. Deuces, homie.